Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and I've got a few quiet minutes here, so I'm going to try to blast this next turn, side B, the Turk side, see if we can get it done very quickly here. I think I had turned most of these back that had moved from side A previously, but damn, I missed this whole side over here. All right, oh, we're not worried about those guys back there. All right, so if you guys remember from our previous turn, side A, the Normans and the Armenians had pushed in. They were able to push into this building. They got a good push. Both of these Turks are pushed back. Some wounds going on. They're getting ready to be swarmed, but they're trying to hold off as long as they can. And the thing is the longer they hold out, the less damage they're going to take on this side, because the Normans and the Armenians can't really just take one or two buildings. They need to take like 3 or 4 to really get, I think, neutral in this game. I think 5 or 6 is a win condition for them. So just holding on to a building as long as possible. As long as they've got someone in there, they're holding it. So they're doing good. They're holding out here. They're holding out here. They're holding out here. And now we're going to begin with their turn. Or now remember, you start with offensive shooting. Well, we messed up their offensive shooting, so they're not going to get to do a whole lot. They do have a few guys left who have javelins, but I'm not going to have them throw just yet. I think we're going to wait until it gets more crunch time as guys push up in this direction and see about throwing javelins then. But they're archers. This one's stunned. He's not going to come up until the end of the next round, or end of this round, rather. And this one's at the bottom. So, I mean, nothing's really going to happen with them, and they can't announce any cavalry charges because their cavalry's not on the board yet. That I think is going to be a big swing for them. If they're still holding out any buildings on this side, the right side of the map, when their cavalry comes on board, I think they're going to be looking towards an easy win. So now we're to movement and defensive shooting. Now, here's their movement. Now, they don't have a whole lot. Let's pull these beads off before I forget them. They don't have a whole lot of movement to do because there's an attack they can do here. This guy's in that building. Let me not forget that. Norman is in that building, not on the roof, I don't think. I have to check that again. I think he is on the roof. No, yeah, I would have put that on if he was still in the building. I'll check on the previous video just to ensure where his location is. But he's not going to be attacking anyway because he's Norman. This is a Turk who might be able to kill off this peasant, and then it's one-on-one over here if he can do some damage to this peasant. Unfortunately, he was forced back, so now he doesn't have a terrain advantage anymore. So he's not going to have to move because he does want to attack. These guys can't move anywhere. They have a good attack here because they can tag team this one little peasant that's wounded, see if they can kill him off. These guys, no real reason to move them. They're already in attack position. Yeah, and any movement by this guy would be infiltration. Yeah, he could move out. Yeah, they're not in good positions. They're kind of backed up against each other at this point. So their best bet is just hanging on as long as they can. Maybe not even trying to do an attack. He's definitely not going to attack because he's wounded. He'd be at a negative with that armored defense on that Norman character there. He might attack over here because he'd have a little bit of an advantage. See if he can take one down before the other pushes in. So I think the only one that's going to move, because, yeah, this guy's going to stay here, this guy's going to stay here. The doorway gives him an advantage. And the thing is, he might not even attack. Because if he's attacking through the doorway, then these guys would be considered the defenders, and they would get the terrain advantage. So it might behoove him to not risk the attack and just stand there in their way to slow him down. This is good for them, though. He does have a terrain advantage there. So I think our only move is going to be to take this guy back up to the roof. So he's on the bottom. What does he have? I think it's 8 movement points. Yeah, so he's like 1, 2, 3 going up to there. But since he's going there, can I trigger defensive fire? And I think I can because this one did fire at him. So I can trigger a defensive fire. Now, he fired offensively, but I don't think he moved. let me look. Even if he moved, I don't think it would matter because he would have only half movement, and I think he only moved a hex. What does he have? He has a composite bow, not a short bow. Yeah, so he can do with a composite, you see, offensive plus defensive fire. So he can fire. So the archer can move up, but the archer's got to take the chance that he's going to get shot, but he's not going to do any good from down there. So yeah, we're going to go for it. And with him moving up there, this archer's going to shoot again. So we'll remark him with that. And we're going to remember to determine whether or not it's the right hex, because he's 3 hexes. He's 1 hex too far to not have to determine. So we're coming in at this angle. We're going to call that the in-between right there. So in between 7 and 8 as the arrow coming in. So let's roll, see if he gets the hit with his defensive fire. And he does not. It goes 1 hex farther out. So it's a miss. That does not do him any good. Oh, well. But that puts him in a good position for the next turn, because now he's back on the roof. He's got to potentially weather some fire. But remember, he's getting medium terrain bonuses. And I'm actually remembering to look. And he can't move up, because if the archer moves up to reduce the distance, then he would be too close to the building to fire. So if he survives, then he could rain down some archery fire onto these knights, and that would be a problem for them. So they might have to bug out on the following turn that's coming up. Oh, yeah, I like that. So he's in a good position there. Dummy down here is stunned. And do we want any other? Oh, yeah. I wanted to bring the Napata up. This guy has 6 movement points, and I want to see if I can catch a few of them with a Molotov, effectively, is what he has. So if he's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should we leave him here? Yeah, 5, 6. That's a little close. He could be bum rushed on the next one, but if I leave him there. Oh, I want to find a good place for this guy. But he can only throw that Napata, I think, as an offensive thing. Yeah, see, Napata, all 7 hexes, ignite. It's got its own special rules for how it works. I have to read that again, but I got to get him up because he's not in a good place where he's at now. But putting him here, it's almost too close because these guys are definitely going to run up on him if I move him there. So maybe instead of pulling him there, what if we move him to like here, just inside the door, because I could say he's right there in the doorway, right? Put these guys in the doorway, that way he could throw out. Because when you're doing it like from the doorway or like a window, you measure from like the center of the window when you're drawing your line of sight. So if I measure from that, he could throw out in that direction. So yeah, that's what we're going to do instead with him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, he can make it just inside there. We'll turn him sideways to remember. That way he's protected, because I want this guy to try to get that Napata off and cause a nice burning sensation for all these invaders who are coming in. Okay, so I think that's it for our movement. Let me just check, because there's one entrance here. That's right, I wanted that guy there. Keep this guy in the doorway so he's defended, or he's more defensive there. So yeah, that covers this building. We're going to bring this guy down here, covering this rear entrance, because that's what I want, is entrances. This guy's in this window, and that's a window back there. The only doorway to this building is here, so we're actually going to bring him down as well to the doorway. We'll put him right there in the doorway, and we'll put this guy in the doorway. Now that I'm playing it a little more, learning some better defensive techniques, we're bringing these guys around to a more defensive posture. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Have him right there so he can guard that window against these guys pushing their way in. All right, we'll turn him sideways just so I remember that they moved. Actually, I don't think he moved. Yeah, there we go. Now they're defensive. Building's good. Building's good. Building's good. These 4 buildings over here are already invaded. So we'll finish off the attacks that are going there. Start down here, work our way up. We're going to have this Turk and the one that's here, with a little javelin thing next to him. He's inside the building. So he is going to attack here. He's going to attack here. So we're getting the dual attack, which we get to add together. And we get the column shift for having 2 people attacking. But there's no other column shift because this guy doesn't have any positive terrain modifier to modify it. So they should be able to kill this guy pretty quick. So it's going to be 9 total for their attack. The 3 plus the 6 against his 2, which is a difference of 7, shifted 1. All right, so they're on foot. Tilt it down just a bit. So that puts them on this column, and now they're on this column, the 9 to 12 column. All right, let's roll. See what they're getting. Come on, give us something good for them. Are they holding out 8? Ooh, that's bad. That is bad. 8 is B on 9 to 12. 1 attacker retreats 1 hex. What the hell? Well, since he can't retreat, we're going to have to fall him back to ensure, because otherwise that would be a wound. Ooh, that puts them in a good position for the next attack, too. They're going to clean this building out. Oh, that's so unfortunate. All right, so let's put some beads on these guys just so I remember that we've already attacked with them. And the attack here, we're going to throw an attack with this heavy infantry against this peasant. So that's going to be 9 against his 3, difference of 6, and no modifier affecting it. All right, so that's going to put us onto this column, and they need something low. The Turks need, ooh, for me to not drop the die, but the Turks need to have some advantages going their way. 6, which is going to be weak. B, attacker retreats 1 hex. Son of a monkey's butt. Okay, he's going back. That's not good. He's going to get pinned in and ruffle stomped on the next round because these guys are going to be able to move up on him, and they're going to be able to beat him down because that's heavy infantry right there. 13 plus a 6, that's going to be 19 against his defense of 5. That's 14, even with the +1 for being armored. He's going to be in a world of hurt. Oh, that sucks for him. Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, let's do our attacks over here. All right, remember, he's not going to attack. Okay, no attack here because, yeah, really, I just want him to survive as long as possible is my goal. Plus, the only way for this peasant to get in is if this guy makes an infiltration move. So otherwise, he has to fight alone. So yeah, it doesn't behoove him because otherwise it's 4 against his defensive strength of 7, and he gets a +1 on top of it. So no, there's no reason for that. We will attack here though. That's 7 on 5, difference of 2. Might as well. It's light infantry against light infantry. We're just hoping for the best we can get here to see if we can get do some damage. So 2, which is going to put us on this table, and they're owed. They're owed a low roll. Come on, give them the low one. 4, that's not bad. 4 is C. All defenders retreat 1 hex. And I think he's going to take a wound because I don't think you can retreat through a window. I'm not... Oh, I know you can travel through the window. And since I don't want to dig in the rulebook right now, we're going to call it as not able to retreat through a window at the moment. I could be wrong on that, but I'm going to call him on the wound because he can't move up. That's still in the line of fire. And retreating through the window, I think that's too many movement points for it. So let me grab his wounded counter. Yeah, so that worked out pretty well for him. And that the only reason I'm calling that is more thematic right now, because like I said, I don't want to dig in the rulebook, try to find it right now. And retreating the window, I don't know, it just seems kind of wrong. I could be wrong. He could, legally be allowed, but we're going to make a quick call on it. So that attack's done. Did pretty well. Forced a wound here, which means when he attacks, they're going to have less to clear this out because these 2 have to take him out and these 2 have to take him out. Although, if they can take him out or these guys can take him out. One way or the other, the one that's left is going to be surrounded on all sides, which is going to be brutal. And that's what they need to do. They need to surround him, get as many attacks coming in, try to clear him out as quick as possible so whoever's left can come out. And my goal is to have whatever weak guys are left, like the peasants, hold the building, because you do need a friendly troop in the building to consider to be holding it. So they're going to be getting weaker, like I said, as they push across the map and take out enemy units. They're having to leave guys behind as they're taking casualties. That's not good for them. Definitely going to do the attack here. This one, again, he's not doing it because they would be getting a defensive bonus even if he picked one. Although one of them's wounded. He got wounded in the attack on the previous one. So that would be 6 on 2, difference of 4 with, I think it's a column shift for attacking. Yeah, negative terrain for him attacking through the door. So that would not be good odds for him. So we're not going to perform that attack. But this is 7 on 4, difference of 3 with a column shift. So that attack we will do. And we'll mark him to remember that we're doing that. So difference of 4. That puts him on the 5 to 8 column. And they are, oh my God, they're owed. They are so owed a decent roll. Come on. Let's give them something decent. And it's weak. That is attacker retreat. God, they just... No, all the defenders retreat 1 hex. Oh, no, attacker retreats 1 hex. Excuse me, I was looking at C. Yep, attacker retreats 1 hex. Damn, they are just getting stomped here with that. That is horrible. That is so horrible. Keeping him on those stairs was the best because it gave him the negative terrain penalty, but now they're going to be fighting on equal ground. He has armor, but how much of an advantage is that going to be? It might be time to throw some javelins and hope for the best. Because he could, although now he could as well, offensively throw his javelin, and he's 2 hexes away, so he wouldn't have to count it. And that would be a good chance to kill. So that might be the way to do it. Throw your javelin at point blank range. No, damn, that was a good idea too. And I just thought of it at the end of the match because I was going to say, this guy could pitch his javelin, but I'm not sure if you can do it if you're adjacent. I don't think you can. That's right. Can't do it if you're adjacent. So this guy couldn't have thrown his, but this guy could throw his since dummy ended up falling back in the attack. So he could, yeah, that would be good. Good. All right, so that's all the attacks we've got going on for this round. Did not go well for the Turks, unfortunately for them. They just weren't able to pull anything out. But like I said, I don't think the Turks really are trying to, I mean, obviously they're trying to kill, but it's really trying to hold out as long as they can to maintain control of these buildings. So as long as they have guys that are surviving, they're doing good. And I know I did put some of their heavier troops over here towards these buildings in the hopes that the lighter troops over here would weaken down the attackers as they came in. And they do have the big stack of cavalry that got to come in, but they only have 2 more. Not a huge amount. But like I've said, cavalry aren't doing a whole lot in this match. They just don't have the ability to ride into the building, get up next to people, or get those charge bonuses. And the defenders sure as hell aren't going to step out into the street to be rode down by a horse. That wouldn't do them any good. So as long as they're staying in the building, these guys aren't really worth a damn. Although they could race up and try to attack some of these guys at point blank range. Might be a better bet than just having them on their horses, not doing jack and shit. Although, like I said, don't watch the video for the tactics. I work it out as I go. Whatever seems like a good idea. Just watch it because you enjoy the game. You guys feel free to, again, put down any questions, comments, concerns, stuff that you have down below, and I will try to answer them as I can. You guys take care. I will catch you in the next one.